Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the moving platform. Mike here in Magic Kingdom to start a video on something that I said I was going to do, which was I was going to do a series of videos about cheap and free things at Disney World. But unfortunately, I'm just going to kind of roll it all into one video and call it basically pretty much the two questions that I get asked more than anything are, what's the best way to do Disney for cheap? And the other is, what are some things that you can do at Disney for free? And there are great ways to save money, and there are actually things you can do and even enjoy for free here at the Disney Resort. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. So we've got a lot of ground to cover, so let's get to it. All right, so our first stop on free things really to do at Disney is we'll talk about the one here in Magic Kingdom, which is at City Hall, which is the building that is directly behind me here on Main Street. Now, you can get this at any guest relations or any store, even in a lot of the Disney parks will actually carry these items, and they are the celebratory buttons. They make buttons for, you probably have seen these if you've ever been in the parks. You've probably seen people with these buttons that say like happy birthday or I'm celebrating, and even happily ever after for those newlyweds or anyone celebrating an anniversary. So these are free. All you have to do is go to guest relations and ask for one. So you'll see a lot of people walking around, and I highly recommend that you get them because sometimes they can get you a little bit of pixie dust. Sometimes they can get you something free. Sometimes they can possibly get you put into a fast pass line at a ride. So if you're celebrating a birthday, if you're celebrating any special occasion, or if you've just gotten married, or maybe you're on your honeymoon, or even if you're celebrating your 50th wedding anniversary, make sure you get one of these buttons, because you never know when it might actually get you hit with a little bit of Disney magic. So our next stop on, again, another free thing to do at Disney brings us right here, right next door to where we just were at City Hall, right here to the Main Street Fire Station, and that is to talk about Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom. Now, you can go back on the channel and watch one of my earliest videos. I believe it's maybe even the third or fourth video that I ever did. I actually walk you through the entire game of Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom, or at least one round of the game. And what it is, it's in an interactive card game. You get these collectible cards. I think there's 70 in an entire pack. You get you get 5 every time you come. They are free, 100% free, and you get, like I said, just to start, you get 5 cards and a map, and it kind of leads you to different areas. There's a game on Main Street. There's a game in Fantasyland. There's a game in Frontierland and Liberty Square, and then there's another one in Adventureland. And in these games, you play the role of a sorcerer of Magic Kingdom, and you fight different Disney villains. I think in Fantasyland you fight like Ursula and Maleficent. Main Street you fight Cruella de Vil, and there's a different villain, or even some have 2 for each land. And this game is completely free. I'm actually working on collecting my first full set of cards. I've got about 40 or 45 of a 70 card set. And if you happen to be here during the Halloween party time, or the Christmas party time, there are special cards that are only distributed out to guests at those parties. So this is a great collectible item for anyone. I mean, I have one of my best friends, 7-year-old boy, collects them, and I'm 35 and I collect them. So it doesn't really matter how old you are. This game is for everyone, and it is, again, free to play, and you can only do that right here at the Main Street Fire Station. So the next time you're in Disney World or here at Magic Kingdom, pick up a set of Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom, play a couple rounds, and I promise you that you will get hooked. All right, so we've got a fast pass for Pirates, so let's hightail it over to Pirates and catch the redhead before she is recast in her new role. So we just got off of Pirates, so let's talk about my first money saving tip. And it's kind of a tip I think that a lot of people don't really think about because, well, it's not really something that comes to your mind when you're thinking about trying to save money either before you come to Disney or even during your trip, and that is the Disney gift cards. The thing with Disney gift cards is a lot of retailers like Costco or even Target will offer promotions where, say, if you buy a $500 Disney gift card, you actually will get it for about $450 or maybe $475. So you automatically get, 25, 50, sometimes maybe it's only like 10 or 15 bucks, but that's free money. And you can use these to pay for your trip. These aren't just good at the Disney store or for once you're in the park. You can use these to actually pay for for your trip. So say your trip is $2,000 and you go to Costco and buy 4 $500 gift cards to pay for your trip. You automatically, let's say hypothetically, you get those for $450. You save $50 on every gift card. You've saved $200. So now, instead of your trip being $2,000, your trip is $1,800. So you just saved $200. You saved 10% off your trip because you went and got Disney gift cards and used these to pay for your gift card, to pay for your vacation. Now, another thing you can do with these is this is a good way of sticking to a budget. Say you come to Disney and you've stayed for a long time and you don't want to go crazy, you don't want to take out another credit card, and you don't want to put yourself in a hypothetical poorhouse. Well, that's where these can again come into play, because you can buy these before you get here. You can buy these at Walmart, at Target, at a lot of different retailers. You can even buy them online. And again, those savings, if you can get a promotion where you save $20, $10, $15, $50, however much you save by buying the gift cards, you can load these up before you get here and then use these your entire trip. That way you stick to whatever you put on these cards. Of course, bring a debit card, bring a credit card. You never know what's going to happen. You might want to splurge, you might have an emergency, so have that funding available. But this right here keeps you on a budget, and if you catch it at the right time, can save you a lot of money. Okay, so I have not done the Hall of Presidents since it reopened with its new movie, and of course the introduction of Trump. So let's head inside here and see what the new Hall of Presidents is all about.
What your country can do for you, and what you can do for your country.
But really, it's all of us who must overcome the crippling legacy of bigotry and injustice. And we shall overcome.
One of the agreements that President Sadat and Prime Minister Begin are signing tonight is entitled A Framework for Peace in the Middle East.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. You have lost too much, but you have certainly not lost America.
I can hear you. The rest of the world hears you.
Loving this country requires a willingness to speak out for what is right, to shake up the status quo. That's America.
Our presidency is no longer just an idea. It is an idea with a proud history. Ladies and gentlemen, the presidents of the United States of America.
From the beginning, America has been a nation defined by its people. At our founding, it was the American people who rose up to defend our freedoms and win our independence. It is why our founders began our great Constitution with 3 very simple words: we the people. Since that moment, each generation of Americans has taken its place in the defense of our freedom, our flag, and our nation under God. These are the achievements of the American spirit, the spirit of a people who fought and died to bring the blessings of liberty to all our people. Above all, to be American is to be an optimist, to believe that we can always do better, and that the best days of our great nation are still ahead of us. It's a privilege to serve as the President of the United States, to stand here among so many great leaders of our past, and to work on behalf of the American people.
The presidency of the United States.
All right, so we just got out of Hall of Presidents, and I have to say, I really, really liked it. I've always liked Hall of Presidents. It's always been a personal favorite of mine because just I love American history and well, history in general. But I've anxiously been waiting for this to reopen, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Political beliefs aside, because I'm not going to get into that here. Whether you like Trump or whether you don't, he talks for about 90 seconds. And for some people that might be, 90 seconds too long for a few people. It might not be enough, but it doesn't matter whatever your political beliefs are. Don't skip this attraction just because you don't like Trump. It isn't. Don't do that to the attraction. They worked very hard on this. The new movie is just awesome. It's almost to the lines of The American Adventure, which I've always loved. So I really, really enjoyed it. The Hall of Presidents has, like I said, it's always been something I've enjoyed, but now it's going to be something I want to do every time I come to Magic Kingdom, and Trump's not going to change that. I just thoroughly enjoy the new version, and I think they did an awesome job. All right, so let's keep moving on and talk about some more money-saving tips and possibly some free things you can find at Disney. So our next money-saving tip is actually a free tip as well, and that's just it's water. If you're in Disney, no matter the time of year, no matter if it's our normal warm to ninth circle of hell hot, or if it is one of our weird, like it is currently now, one of our weird weeks where it might be cold for like 4 days. Whether or not that's the case, you need to be drinking water, not soda, water. And the thing is, you can do this one of two ways. You can buy bottled water for about $3 a bottle. I think the Smart Water might be $4.50. You can buy the bottled water, or you can do what I do, which is you can go to any quick service restaurant, or you can go to any of the carts that have a fountain machine, and you can ask for a cup of water, and they will give you a small cup of water. Now, what I do is I bring my Tervis cup with me. This is my Happily Ever After Tervis. I bring this with me every time I come to the parks, because what I'll do is I'll go up to, say, like Columbia Harbor House, which I'm standing next to, and I'll ask them for a cup of water, and they'll give me the cup of water. I'll walk over, I'll pour it into my Tervis, and I'll keep moving. Now, I like my Tervis because, like every other Tervis, it's fairly leak-proof, and it also doesn't. There's no condensation. It won't get wet on the outside, and it fits well into the front pocket of my bag. So I can throw it in my bag, and I can just keep moving about my day, and it saves me about $10 to $12 a day because I'm not spending that on bottled water. And you can, of course, if you don't have to bring a Tervis, you can bring any water bottle you want. But my recommendation is bring something like a Tervis or a water bottle, whatever you have. Bring that with you. Take advantage of the free cups of water. You don't have to buy $3 bottles of Dasani unless you want to, or unless like you're on the Disney dining plan and you have credit and you have snack credits. You can use those for that. But you're also, again, wasting a snack credit on something you can get for free. And don't be afraid to ask cast members for free cups of water. If the cart has a fountain machine, or if you're at a quick service restaurant like Pecos Bills or Columbia Harbor House or wherever it is that you are on Disney property, ask for the cup of water. They will give it to you, pour it over into your bottle or your cup, and keep moving about your day, and you've saved yourself $3. All right, so we've got a fast pass for Haunted Mansion, which is right over there. So we're going to hop over and go ride my favorite attraction and see if there's still room for one more.
Almost as though you sense a disquieting prophecy. Is this haunted room actually stretching? Or is it your imagination? And consider this dismaying observation. This chamber has no windows and no doors. Which offers you this chilling challenge to find a way out. Of course, there's always my way.
free, but also a money-saving tip that I think a lot of people don't take advantage of is the PhotoFast photographers. These are the photographers that you see all over the park. They do all the photos at the major landmarks like the castle, the Tree of Life, the Chinese Theater, and then they also place them at different places. Like this is the one at Haunted Mansion, and this is one of my favorite ones, and I'll show you guys why when I put the picture in. But this is a free feature. It is free to get your picture taken. Now, of course, you don't get your pictures for free, and that is where the money-saving tip comes in, and that is the memory maker. Now, when I say the price of this, you're probably going to say, why in the world is that a money-saving tip? Because if you buy it before your trip, it's $160. If you buy it once you arrive, it's $200. So you can save $40 just by buying it even a day before you arrive. Now, what the memory maker gets you is it gets you all of your photos. Any that you pose here, any character photos, any ride photos, anything Disney photography-wise, it gets you that for free. So that's why, for me, this is a free feature and also a money-saving tip. Now, this family's getting out of the way, so I'm going to hop in and get one of my favorite PhotoPass photos, and I'll put that in for you guys to see right here. And by the way, if anybody ever wants to buy me anything Haunted Mansion, you can start with these right here. These are the different figurines they have. They have one for all of the people in the stretching room, but really I want this one right here. I want the Hitchhiking Ghost one. They've got let's see, there's the sand pit guys. There's the tightrope girl, Mr. Dynamite as I call him, and then I don't know, lady that killed her husband. I'm not really sure what to call her. But if you ever wanted to buy me anything, this is a good place to start right here. You can find these in Memento Mori right outside of Haunted Mansion. Alright, so that's going to do it for this episode of The Moving Platform. Thank you guys for walking around Magic Kingdom with me, enjoying a couple of rides and taking a couple of photos. And like I said, we're talking about, how to save a little money and maybe even some free things that you can do here at Disney. But what it all comes down to, my biggest money-saving tip for people is when they ask me the question, how do I come to Disney for cheap? And the answer to that is, don't sacrifice the magic for your bank account. Now, I know that sounds cheesy and that sounds corny and it's not what you want to hear. And yes, of course, you can come down here. You can stay in some sleazy, Roach Motel for $40 a night, or there are ways to cut corners. But honestly, what I tell people when they ask me is, hey, how do we do Disney on the, for cheaper? And I tell people, well, okay, when do you think about coming? Whatever time they tell me, I tell them, okay, add 6 months. Because, yeah, there are cheaper times to come. There are value times to come during the year. But really, take the time to save the money. However fast, however slow, it doesn't matter. However long it takes for you to get your budget together to come, take the time, save up the money. Don't sacrifice what could be an amazing vacation to do things cheaper. And I understand that may sound arrogant, or it may sound, it's not the answer you want. And sure, there are ways to cut corners, but don't cut them if you don't have to. So save up the money and take the time to save and come. Disney's not going anywhere. So unless it's for a special occasion and you need to expedite how fast you get here, take the time, wait it out, save a little bit more, put a little bit more in that bank account, and then when you come down here, you can splurge and you can really enjoy and not stress about the money and not stress about your finances. So that's my biggest money-saving tip. But thank you guys for joining me here on The Moving Platform. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share with your friends and family. And as always, watch your step.